Well, everyone, it happened. We now have Tangle and Whisper's voice actresses has come out. So the Chaos Case File episode came out at time of recording, which is today, and we finally have Tangle and Whisper. They actually have voice actresses now, which is absolutely crazy. So Whisper is voiced by Anna. Oh my God, Anna Iris. Quinones. I hope I'm doing that right. And Tangle is Ashlyn Madden. So there we go. They finally got voice actresses finally in Sonic. And that's crazy, man. We are now at the point where two comic book characters just got voice actresses. Official. Like they officially now have voices, which is crazy. I mean, how long have people been fan casting what certain comic book characters would sound like? I mean, Tangle Whisper have been fan casting forever. People like Mighty, Ray, like that's also been fan casted. Like there's so many comic book characters. People are like, oh, in my head they sound like this. Well, now we actually have definitive what Tangle Whisper sound like. So here we go. We have it right here. Tangle and Whisper talking right there. And look, there's Tangle there. There's Whisper there. So let's hear it.
A prototype Wispon that looked like something out of a sci-fi flick.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for calling. We're always happy to help, especially when something's going down here in our own backyard. Isn't that right, Whisper? Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Mr. Kitsch, this is Tangle the Lemur and Whisper the Wolf.
Whisper, you say? I assume you're named after your particular way of speaking?
You could say that.
So there we go. That is Tangle and Whisper's voice actresses. Their voices are officially cast. We now have official voices for them. I will say, Tangle, pretty spot on to what I thought she was going to sound like. I always thought Tangle would be very energetic, almost tomboy-y. I don't think she sounds as tomboy-y as I imagine Tangle sounding in my head. Whisper is, I think a lot of people maybe didn't see coming, and that's probably because a lot of people's perception of who Whisper was going to sound like might have been from the Adrenaline Dubs fan dub, and they kind of gave Whisper an accent in that one. That's not happening. I don't care either way, because I think both of those voices are great for the characters. Whisper is definitely much more high-pitched than I thought she was going to be. I thought Whisper would be a lot more lower pitched, but they went with she's a bit higher pitched. But there we go. So now when you read the IDW comics, now you know what voices to go with. So I decided, let's do a bit of background on these two. What has Ashlyn Madden, the voice of Tangle, done? Well, if we go to her IMDb page, it's not a lot that I would know of. She does Batgirl in the DC Superhero Girl stuff. Obviously, I never watched that. Whatever, okay. But then you look at the other stuff she's done, and not a lot of it, like, I really know. I think the biggest one would be Shin Megami Tensei here, and then she's Tangle. So good for her, great. But I'm not really familiar with Ashlyn Madden's work. If we go to Anaris here, though, a lot more stuff I'm familiar with. For example, she's freaking Lucinda in the Aphmau Minecraft stuff. Dude, this is bringing back lore for me. I used to watch Aphmau and her stuff, Phoenix High, My Street. I used to watch all that. Anaris was Lucinda. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, there it is. My Street, Phoenix Drop High. Okay, wow. I mean, good for her that she actually went on to become a full-on voice actress. Good for her. So, I mean, I knew her there from that. But if we go on to other stuff, there is other stuff that I want to get to. I'm just going to scroll up. So maybe there's something you see that I don't. You can be like, oh, I know her from that. But she's in Ruby. She's Harriet Bree from season 7 of Ruby. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I tapped out of Ruby after season 5. And then I heard about what happened in Ruby's such a fucking mess, dude. I tapped out after season 5. During season 5, I just tapped the fuck out. Nothing post season 3 is canon to me for Ruby, because they ruined that fucking show. But she's in Ruby, so hey, good for her. Exposure and all that, you know, it's pretty good. She's in Nier. Cool, Nier reincarnation. That's awesome. She's Hoshikawa in Haremia. So that's a big one there for me. I love Haremia. She's in Fanny Star Online 2. That's awesome. Fate Grand Carnival. She's in Fate Grand Carnival. That's awesome. Legends of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak. She is in that one. The big one here for me, she's fucking Mito in the Sword Art Progressive movies. Ooh, that's a big one for me, man. Oh, okay. So the voice of Mito is also the voice of Whisper. And that shows her range, because if you listen to how she sounds as Mito, it is very different. Like, Mito definitely is a more lower pitch voice, which I guess is kind of what I would have thought Whisper would have had, but whatever. She's in Engage Kiss. She's in Licorice Recoil. She is... Oh, look at that. She's in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Isn't that awesome? She's in Goddess of Victory, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan. She's in Boruto. Like, look at that. Like, she has a much... Like, there, she's Kimberly in Street Fighter 6. Like, she has a much bigger pedigree than Ashlyn does. She's in Roof Factory 3 Special. Like, yeah, she's definitely got a lot bigger stuff going on here than Ashlyn did. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh yeah, she's Miriko in My Hero Academia. Oh my god, man. Like, you see, now this is getting a bit hot here, right? Like, we're getting pretty good. I'm just making sure. They're just in Aphmau. She's just Lucinda for Aphmau. Oh, she's in the No Sleep for Konami date. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Trails in the Sky First chapter. She's in Dan to Dan. Look at that. Record of Ragnarok. And then there we go. She was recently in... I think she might still be in Beyblade X. And now she is Whisper the Wolf. So, right there, it looks like Whisper got the more known voice actress. I'm not going to say better voice actress, because both of them sounded great. And just because you're not in a lot of things does not mean you're a bad voice actor at all in the slightest. It just means you haven't gotten your big break yet, you know? And that's the case with a lot of people. There's a lot of really talented voice actors out there who just haven't been able to have like a huge big break, right? That they haven't had that one role that will launch them into the stratosphere. And I mean, Ashlyn, again, she's no slouch. She's worked with DC before, right? Look, she's in Arknights, which is a big video game before, right? I mean, sure, it's additional voices, but still credited in Final Fantasy VII Remake. She looks Shin Megami Tensei, Legend of Heroes, Freedom Planet. Like, nothing to really like sneeze at. It's just more or less like, I have not experienced a lot of this. But you know, Ashlyn, even then, she's no slouch either, and now she is Tangle the Lemur. So I hope that this is a big boost for her, and you know, maybe this will launch her career a bit more. I can only hope, because again, I want the best for every voice actor out there. I really do, unless you're being a fucking moron online, or you're one of those SAG-AFTRA fucking loyalists out there who are attacking people who didn't agree with your union, your corrupt union, then yeah, I know, fuck you. But like, for most of them, I love to see it. I love voice acting, so I love to see people get their big break and whatever. So I really hope that this helps Ashlyn go up more, right? Like, she can start to get more roles, because people be like, oh, you're Tangle from Sonic, you know? That's what I can only hope for. Now that they are cast, the big question is, will we get them in a video game? Well, we're getting them in Crossworlds, so now that they have been cast, the possibility of them being voiced in Crossworlds when the DLC drops has gone up like tenfold. Like, now the possibility that they will actually have voices in Crossworlds, I think, is a much higher percentage, and I really hope that is the case, because now we have actors for them. So I hope that's the case. Will they show up in another game? I wouldn't hold your breath. Definitely, I don't expect them to be in the next mainline Sonic game. I think you're hoping a bit too much for that one. But maybe somewhere down the line they can show up, you know, in another Sonic game like Crossworlds. We're gonna get them in, absolutely. Maybe they'll just be relegated to like being in spin-off type games. Is maybe that's like your best bet for them, like the racing type stuff. But never say never. You know, they might show up in a mainline Sonic game. I just don't think they're in the next one, right? I don't think they're in the next mainline Sonic game. But there we go. Tangle and Whisper have been cast. Let me know what you think about their voices. Do you like them? Do you not? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time.